Let's talk a little education news tonight, and according to a new report, a number of minority students in South Carolina schools increasing, now making up more than half of all students in our state.
But that report also questions if the state is prepared to deal with some changes, especially when it comes to offering special language services to those students.
News 19's Shelly Garzone explains.
Andrea Jr., according to the state's Commission for Minority Affairs, minority students' enrollment in public schools increased in 24 of the state's 46 counties. Some of the largest gains were seen here in the Midlands, in Lexington and Richland counties, with a combined 12,000 new students. The Commission says this increase has led to concerns of how schools are equipped to handle cultural or linguistic barriers. I spoke with a parent who says this was the reality for her family. There was no material in Spanish. We wanted our kids to be bilingual because in the future that will be a tool for them. Rosa Manzanero is a parent of 2 students in Richland County District schools. She raised her daughter speaking Spanish, something that was difficult when they first started school. There were a lot of courses for parents too, but none of them were in English. Later I asked if they could offer classes in Spanish, and they did, and because of that I was able to get more involved and help out.
We can assume that about 70% of the students that identify as Hispanic are returning to households every single night where people speak Spanish in the household. And maybe those parents don't speak English. And it's been the case, my personal observations that a lot of the parents of, Hispanic students in public schools, especially in the Midlands area, their parents have difficulty speaking English.
Robert Fenton is the Director of Research and Planning for the South Carolina Commission of Minority Affairs. He says there was the highest percentage change among Hispanic students in public schools in Lexington and Richland counties, with a 116% increase.
The number of Black, white, and Native American students in the state have been decreasing. This is pretty evident, especially when you look at school districts in the Low Country and especially in the upstate. And really, like I said, most of the growth is coming from newly arrived immigrant groups and people that identify as 2 or more races.
According to the Commission, minority students make up over 62% of the student population in Lexington and Richland County schools.
And one of the things that I wanted to bring to light is that, we have a bunch of people that are coming from different communities with different cultural, anchor points and things of that nature. And we need to kind of anticipate these changes a little bit better. And so if we use data like this, then we can hopefully marshal some of the resources in a way that the state can capitalize.
Now that her daughters are in high school, Manzanero says her and her family feel more welcome in their community. She says it brings me a lot of joy because we are all included now, and I feel like education is changing in that sense, that they are doing more things where we can be all involved. It makes me feel welcomed and makes me feel like I can support as well. There's now a diversity in cultures where we can all be involved and take part and be ourselves. Shelly Garzone, News 19, WLTX.